I may have been a bit hard on Antichrist and 21st Century Trio in general in the last upload, so let me make up for it here by stating that I do quite like 2011's Melancholia, with a mild, undeniable reservation though. Melancholia is the film one expects it to be if they learn the premise, and then it holds no surprises once you learn it, when and if first viewing the film. Melancholia may claim poignancy via this psychological effect, this simulation of an anhedonic at our doomsday, but this idea is, at least superficially on paper, ruthlessly adolescent. In execution, due to Dunst possibly, the idea is mostly maximized, although it makes me question the nature of this idea inherently, as any remotely lesser production would to me, profoundly so in those cases, and not profoundly in the way that the film or trio would prefer, I do imagine. Melancholia is nice enough, but its champions loved the idea of the film intrinsically, and do not question the execution of the film as a result, whereas I question the film's ideas and concept, the worth and purpose of celebrating any depression. However, the execution serves up creative merit. Not overwhelmingly revelatory from a technical perspective, that being said. Anyway, the suburbs are depressing, but not that depressing. If you have to be depressed because your ideals don't always gel with your lived reality, not because nothing matters at all. You have so much better things to be depressed about once you stop caring about what social media thinks of you. There's the cost of living, the state of the environment globally, and the fact that people care more about social media, posturing and ladder climbing than about their family members' potential funerals. No one gets popular on social media that way, so what are they good for? No, really, young people have great reasons to be depressed. Anything to do with social media is not one of them. Use your depressive discontent, channel it into revolutionary socialist thought. If anyone in Sydney wants to develop a small-scale rental fund, soothe and funnel the anxieties of the lower classes of our generation, let me know. It'll be an independent political party / micronation, I suspect. The goal would be to sign up to a community which assures it will pitch in if you cannot pay rent with their wage. For the extreme circumstances, we want people to have to stop worrying about the what-ifs, especially in their pre-family or married or partnered otherwise circumstances, where their rental servitude is concerned. If several or even hundreds or just dozens pool funds together into one secure account, they would be entitled to a share if ever a dire circumstance. For those who simply want to not worry about rent emergencies, nothing more or less than this. Anyway, forgive the socialist dreaming. I may be offering some of my features, not on therapy pictures, up for sale in the near future. I could use some funds, and I don't want to ask for donations without offering something in return, and so I want to have some of my films on sale, so that this can act as a de facto donation method. I am toying between the idea of $10 per film or just a pay what you want option, preferably pay what you want with a $5 or $10 minimum maybe. It is at the point where, and if anyone is generous enough to offer money in exchange for one of my feature films, I will take it. I've spoken before about reservations I have asking for money via a YouTube channel, but if it is within the context of just selling some of my feature film works, I don't feel these same apprehensions in the same way. So that's Melancholia and a vague announcement of the near future. I feel like a Patreon would be arrogant and pretentious of me, considering the kind of videos which I do upload, and so a web page, likely just a Google Doc, where one can purchase or download certain of my feature films. Let that be the support/donate method when and if I set any of that up. Thanks anyone who has supported in any instance, via liking, subscribing, or commenting. I may turn on monetization and enable ads if and when I get the chance to, although I won't mind if people choose to turn on ad block. This is totally fine, obviously. Anyway, enough about me, Melancholia, this film, or Von Trier. Let us now move on yet again.